Hello everyone, today is going to be a quick video of how to make your own patch cable. First, you'll need a category 5 or higher cable. This one happens to be a Cat 6. You'll need cutters, crimpers, and your RJ45 ends. There's 3 ways to do your pinout. There's the T568A, there's the T568B, and then there's the crossover. So I am actually going to do the B side. From my experience, that's always what I've had to do for all of my jobs. So that's what we're going to do today. So first what I'm going to do is take my category 6 or Cat 6 cable. And typically what I do is make sure that the cutting edge here is going to just get the shield or the outside of the cable rather than the twisted pairs on the inside of the cable. So looks like it should work. Just move it back. I do anywhere between 1 inch and 1.5 inches depending on the cable. Inside you'll notice that you have your 4 twisted pairs for your 8 copper wires. So what I do is pull these back. This here comes in Cat 6 cable, Cat 6A, and Cat 7. So we do that and take our cutters. Be sure to get in there to cut just that shielding, but not the actual cables themselves. If you do damage the cable at all, then you will have to redo this step, all the steps up to here, because you'll make the you'll damage the integrity of the network and traveling through. Also, sometimes if you do skim it, you'll notice that the cable will actually become really brittle and break. So definitely be sure to not damage the cable there. Now Cat 6 is pretty tightly wound, as you've noticed with the blue here. And then let's see here, got one more to untwist. Now there's several ways to untwist it. I prefer to untwist it by hand. Some people actually take the little bit that you cut off, slide it in there, and then just swing it around, and they believe that goes a little bit better. It's really just personal preference at that rate. So like I said, I'm doing the T-568B pinout, which will actually end up being orange stripe orange, green stripe blue, blue stripe green, brown stripe brown. So once you get all those, just kind of straighten them out a little bit. As you straighten them out, just kind of bring them a little bit closer. This process here, everybody does a little bit differently. The key is that you need to find what works best for you. They do make these little guides that also go over the cable before you put them into, or put the cable into an RJ45 end. I don't like to use those. I think they're more of a pain, but it's personal preference once again. So once I get these straightened out as I want them, orange stripe orange, green stripe blue, blue stripe green, brown stripe brown, for the B side, I usually do about 1/2 inch down and pinch together with my finger. I take my cutters and I give just a little bit extra space there to where it's barely grabbing, or the cutter barely brushes against my nail with the guard here, being sure not to cut my finger. So then just once we get those cut, just kind of wiggle them in there. They'll slide into guides, and then you push. Now you'll want to verify that they are still in the same order. So we've got orange stripe orange, green stripe blue, blue stripe green, brown stripe brown. There's a lot of different ways that you can verify this. You can look at the ends because they got to be all the way down in there. You can look at the back side here. Some people will even use a flashlight You just got to make sure that they're all in there in the correct order all the way against the end. Now once you do that, you should have just a little bit of this outside cable here under this notch, because that, when you slide it into your crimper, I always use two hands, just extra security there. This gets crimped down as well as these pieces, these metal pieces here. So then you do that. Now, one thing that I did not do, and I did this on purpose, was not put a jacket on the cable to slide over. They're great for creating a snagless cable, protect the end a little bit better. I don't use them for home purposes. I do, however, use them commercially. I feel like they're better off that way. So now we have the other side to do. There you have it, RJ45 on either end. So we've got ourselves a little bit of a patch cable here. As you can tell, that was pretty quick and easy, not a whole lot to it. Just got to make sure everything is in the correct order and all your connections are secure. I plan on doing a video about RJ45 keystones that you put in your walls. I also plan on doing a video about Ethernet cables in general, so that way you have a little bit more idea rather than just a little bit about a Cat6 cable there. So if you have any questions, comments, or anything like that, leave them below, and thanks for watching.